Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new then welcome. My name is Christina, and on my channel we talk all things beauty from my own experiences. So make sure before you go to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave any comments that you have for me down below. We are doing another rate and review new products video, and this one is going to be a mixture of face and skincare products. I am going to be doing a new lip product category video after this one, so stay tuned for that if you're interested in the lip products. But these are going to be newer makeup products that have come out in the last, I want to say only like maybe 2 months, 2.5 months. There have been a ton of launches, and granted, we do see a lot of brands coming out with new products come the new year every year, so it has been one after the other, it feels like. And there's definitely other new products that have come out that I don't have in this lineup, but I just want to talk about the products that I did try and I do have. So it's going to be a rating scale. We're going to do 1 through 5 stars, and just to give you guys the rundown on what each one kind of represents. So 1 star is going to be, I pass on this product. It didn't really work for me. I didn't really see any benefits, and or it kind of had negative impacts on the way that it wore on me. 2 stars is going to be not for everybody. It may work for some specific skin types, skin tones, or I don't know, preferences, I guess. And I'll kind of touch on who I think these products are more geared towards and, you know, who should stay away from them. So 2 out of 5 stars is going to be kind of like not for everyone category. 3 is actually going to be neutral. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I might like it, or I might just be like, I could see myself using it. I could see myself leaning one way or the other at some point, but it's probably going to just be neutral. 4 stars is going to be products that are in my rotation, ones that I tend to pick up every now and again or pretty often whenever I do my makeup, ones that I look for whenever I have a certain look that I want to go for with my makeup. So 4 is going to be like, I really like the product and I use it a lot. And 5 is going to be the best of the best launches for myself. Products that I need, products I love, products that I always want to wear. So that's kind of how my star system is going to go for this video. So now that we have that out of the way, let's get started. So I believe I have like 2 skincare products, and the first one is going to be this one. This is from Sand & Sky. It is the Marshmallow Toner, and this is going to be a chemical exfoliant toner. It has 5% AHA, 3% niacinamide, and it also has hyaluronic acid in it. Let me read the claims for you guys so I know that I get this right. It says that it cleanses, exfoliates, and purifies to hydrate and brighten skin, minimize pores, and refine skin texture. Now, I really like the packaging on this. It does have sort of that pump top where you take a cotton round and you pump it on the top and it absorbs into the cotton round, and then you swipe it all over your face. I've been using this interchangeably with my Paula's Choice AHA BHA toner. The name is slipping me, but the most popular Paula's Choice exfoliating toner, and my Glow Skin Beauty exfoliating toner as well. So I've been kind of like interchanging the 3, and so far I like this. I like the texture of this. It is kind of more watery, but it does have a little bit of a, not sticky, not slimy, but I guess, yeah, a little bit more viscosity to it. So it does have sort of like, not in a bad way slimy, but like jelly texture, and it swipes all over the skin really nicely. I haven't noticed any burning. I haven't noticed any irritation. It feels very lightweight and it absorbs into the skin really nicely, but it does leave a little bit of a hydration to it. So I like chemical exfoliants that leave my skin feeling really fresh, but it also gives me a little layer of moisture, you know? I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5. It's in my rotation, and I do plan on continuing to use this. I like that it has those chemical exfoliants as well as the niacinamide and hyaluronic acid. I feel like niacinamide paired with HAs and BHAs make them even more potent, or even like you see more of the results quicker. Next up, we have the Ordinary's multi-peptide lash and brow serum. This one came out, I want to say a couple months ago, but it was selling out rather quickly pretty much everywhere, and I just recently got my hands on it. I was very excited to try this out. So this does have a brush tip, and it is quite a stiff one. They aren't very long bristles. They are pretty like stiff and come to almost like a triangle point, which isn't terrible. It lets you really control where you put the product. Now this unfortunately didn't work for me, which was really surprising to me. I feel like while I was using this, not only was it not growing my lashes, but it was making my lashes fall out. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but I did notice an increase in losing my lashes, and that's not something that happens often for me. I always use a lash serum anyways, and I keep up like with maintenance and stuff with lash serums, and I've never noticed as much lashes falling out than with this product. And then I also noticed that I had like little gaps and stuff within my lashes because my lashes are falling out, so I was pretty freaked out about it. So I'm going to give this a 1 out of 5. Not for me. I would definitely pass. And I always recommend the Babe Original Lash Serum. That's the one that I used before this, and then I started using it again, and it has completely like filled in those gaps. So I wanted to love it. Unfortunately, I did not. Next up, we have the Kosas Glow I.V Vitamin Infused Skin Enhancer. Now, this product is marketed several different ways. So you can use this as a highlight, you can use it as a primer, you can use it alone, and it's a very versatile product in the way that it's formulated. This does have actual glitter particles in it. You can definitely see it in there, and it's quite a lot, to be honest. I have this shade Radiate. This is sheer medium golden, and it does definitely give you a good amount of coverage here. Now, I wouldn't say that it's a foundation, but it definitely has a tint to it. You can see it almost looks metallic, and then when you swipe it, it is very shiny. I was thinking it was going to be more of a sheer type of product, but as you can see, that is almost metallic on the back of your hand. So when I first used this, I actually put it all over my face as a primer, and I looked like the Tin Man, to be honest. It was not flattering. I did put a foundation on top of it, which definitely toned it down, but you could still see a lot of shine. Like, I just wiped my hand clean of it, and you can still kind of see like the residual glitter or sheen. In the sunlight, you can see the glitter. So if you're not the type of person that likes glitter in your complexion products, this will not be the one for you. But I did use this as a very small highlight on the cheekbones the times after like putting it on as a primer. I did try it as a highlight just on the tops of my cheekbones, and it looked really beautiful. A little bit of this does go a very long way, but for me, I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5. Unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna work for everyone. If you want something that you can wear alone and then just go out the door, I wouldn't suggest this one. I would probably say something like the Say Super Glowy Gel would be a better option, or the e.l.f. Halo Glow. That would be a good option for you. This is just going to be more, it's going to pack more of a punch essentially. So if you're looking for a very impactful highlighter, this would be great for you. I think if you have oily skin and you tend to get very oily throughout the day, you may not like this. And if you have dry skin, maybe this one would work well for you. So 2 out of 5 for me. I'm still kind of on the fence if I want to keep it or return it. I love all Kosas products, so I was kind of surprised that I wasn't head over heels over this one, but you know, it happens. I still love all of their other complexion products. But yeah, so that's that rating for me. Next, we have the Urban Decay Quickie concealer. This is in the shade 50NN. I do have a dedicated video on this concealer, but this is the newest Urban Decay concealer. It is supposed to be full coverage, up to 24 wear. It's a multi-use concealer. You can use it to spot conceal for under eyes, or you can use it in place of a foundation. And then you also have the option to use this small brush right here. It's pretty dense, so for me, I don't really prefer to use that brush. I like to use a separate concealer brush. This concealer is definitely high coverage. I really like this in the sense that it can take the place of a foundation, and also it covers up your under eyes really well with just a little bit of concealer. Out of all the concealers that I own, I find that this one is the least likely to crease under my eyes if I don't set it right away. I still do set it out of habit, but honestly, if I went in with a really thin layer and kind of just built it where I need it and not right under the lash line, you know, I could probably get away without setting this concealer, which is very impressive to me. I think it's a spot-on color match for me. For me, this is a 3 out of 5 because it can look a little patchy and a little dry if you don't properly prep the skin. So I tried this with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and unfortunately it was super patchy. It was really clinging to that. And if I want to wear this concealer, I have to use something really moisturizing as a primer, like the Embryolisse primer. These go well together, but you definitely have to use this with super hydrating under like prep products. I don't know, I could see myself getting tired of not having it work every single time I want it to work, you know, but I do like it and I do use it pretty often. I'm kind of leaning towards like 4 out of 5, but as it stands, 3 out of 5. Next up, I do want to chat a little bit about the brand new shades of the Myricks Flush Balms. These are in the shades Fox, Stockholm, Persimmon, and Après. They are the new season edit, and I have a whole video dedicated to swatching these on my cheeks, so check that out if you want to see the full swatches. Specifically, I love the shade Fox. I think it's the most universal for my skin tone, and I just prefer this shade on myself the most. And I would probably follow it up actually with Stockholm, which is very surprising to me. It is this very baby pink shade, but on the cheeks, it just looks like a very springtime ethereal looking blush on myself. They do have quite a bit of oil content in them, so they do look very like hydrated on the cheeks, you know. You want to make sure that if you do tend to get oily, to set this down because they can kind of move around if you don't. And I like that you can kind of blend it out into just a flush of color. But the great thing about these is that they're super buildable. So you can build and build and build on top and it'll still look really beautiful and fresh on the cheeks. I've always loved this formulation, so these are no exception. They're beautiful. I highly recommend you pick up one of the new shades. I just feel like these are just more universally flattering and I love them. Another product that very recently launched, but I've used it a handful of times and I already know it's a 5 out of 5 for me. It is the Tower 28 Sculptino in the shade Getty. So they just came out with Sculptino, which is a contour cream shade. And all of the shades they came out with do have neutral undertones, so they're very natural on the skin, especially for myself, someone that does have a neutral undertone. I think that it's just the perfect contour shade. It just looks like skin. It doesn't make me look muddy because it's not too warm, but it also doesn't look gray on my skin. It's not too gray, it's not too red. It is the perfect neutral to make it look like there's just a shadow contouring your cheekbones. They're very blendable. A little bit of this goes a very long way. I love it to sculpt out anywhere that I want to contour. I use it on my nose as well as my cheekbones, under my jaw, on my forehead. It's just great. I can see myself going through this really fast. So 5 out of 5 for sure. I absolutely adore this. This is the new formulation of the Makeup Forever HD Skin Matte Velvet Powder. They did originally have one that was in a black compact that came out several years ago. I do own that one as well, but I haven't used it in quite some time, so I can't exactly remember my total like full thoughts on it, but I did a whole video on this one and it was quite a roller coaster. I didn't like it with use of the sponge. I thought it was patchy, and at the end of the day I felt like it really accentuated my pores. But then the next day I used it as a sheer coverage with a brush. I did some underpainting and then I went on top with a brush and just used it as my foundation, and my skin looked absolutely amazing and flawless. It withstood rooftop dinner by the beach in like 77-degree weather. So, I mean, if that says anything to you guys, it definitely says to me that this is a trooper of a powder foundation. If you're having trouble with this or just powder foundations in general, I would suggest to try a couple different ways or methods of wearing it like I did, and you might end up really liking it. For me, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5 just because it's not the most versatile product. I do like it with a brush as a foundation. I did use it to kind of touch up the face throughout the day and it still looked really fresh, but I don't know, I can kind of see myself just kind of getting out of the phase of wanting to use a powder foundation as a powder foundation. Sometimes I do use powder foundations as setting powders to just get that extra coverage. I can't get myself to give it a 4 out of 5 right off the bat just because right away it wasn't a favorite, you know? I could see this continuing to be something in my rotation, but I could also see this as being something that I kind of just like slowly phase out of my rotation. I do think it's worth trying if you're in the market for a powder foundation. These are the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin blushes. So this is in the shade Rosé and Brunch. And then I have this one, which I have yet to swatch, but this is in the shade Jubilee. I have used Rosé and Brunch quite a few times, and the formulation right off the bat, I can tell you, is very pigmented. You need very little product for this to be pigmented. It feels very slippery when you put your finger in there. It like almost melts to the warmth of your skin. But once you blend it out and you get that pigmentation that you want, it dries down almost matte. And it's a very thin layer, so when you put it on the cheeks, it doesn't look overly dewy, it doesn't add any oils to the skin, and it does have Upsolete in it, which the foundation balm does have as well, which is supposed to kind of absorb your oils throughout the day as you wear it. So I really enjoy these. I think that the pigmentation is amazing. They just really pack a punch, and these shades, I mean, I haven't used this one yet, but I've seen a lot of like swatches and people trying it on, and I already know that I'm gonna like it. But this shade Rosé and Brunch I've been using a lot, and I really enjoy this shade. So yeah, I think that these are beautiful. 5 out of 5 for these. Super pigmented. Love the shade range that they came out with. I feel like they're universally flattering as shades. I think that these would look amazing on people that have oily skin, and if you tend to veer away from cream blushes and bronzers because they get too like oily or break apart on your skin because of your oils, maybe try this out because it does have that Upsolete, so they might possibly work on you like a powder would. All right guys, so those were all the products for this video, for all of the brand new face and kind of like skincare products that I was able to try out the last couple months. Like I said, I will be putting out a new lip product video, like rating and review video. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know if you tried any of these products out, and let me know what your thoughts are and what you would rate them. I'm very curious. I know that a lot of makeup product, well, pretty much all makeup products are definitely catered, and everyone has a different opinion on products. So I'd love to know what yours are on these specific ones, or just in general, if you tried a new product that I didn't in this video. Leave that in the comments down below. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.